Hello and welcome back to your 30-day yoga journey, Spring Awakening, with me, Noelle. Today we have day 24, I am open. It's going to be a fluid full body stretch. We're going to be opening into all parts of the body, especially the heart space, the side body, and you should feel really nice and good after this flow. It is going to be awakening, great for the morning, and just a feel good flow, if I do say so myself. You might want a couple blocks at the top of your yoga mat and possibly a strap. I think that's it. If you would like, you can use the mantra I am open as we flow through our vinyasa practice today. And yeah, so let's begin by sitting in Sukhasana, a nice comfortable seat of your choice. Sitting nice and tall, maybe rolling your shoulders back a few times, softening your gaze, and start noticing your breath. You have arrived, you've shown up. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. I am open. Let's get right into it, shall we? So inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky, full body, big stretch. And then exhale, float the fingertips down as you're pressing out into imaginary walls. Allow them to float all the way down to your mat. Two more just like that. Inhale, big buoyant breath in, and then maybe let it out through the mouth as your hands come back to the earth. Last time, inhale. Maybe your gaze follows your fingertips. And then exhale, fingertips float all the way down. All right, this time, inhale your fingertips up towards the sky, and then come into goalpost arms. Stay here for an extra breath or two. So inhale, fill the heart space with big buoyant breaths. And then exhale, out through the mouth or out through the nose. One more breath here. Maybe you find a slight back bend. And then exhale your hands back to the mat. All right, this time, interlace your fingertips behind your head. Ever so slightly, press the back of your head into your palms as you bring your elbows out wide. So you should also be feeling, once again, this beautiful heart opener here. You will find a very slight back bend, but careful you don't flare your ribs, but you're keeping them, nice and engaged here. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your elbows towards each other as you bring your chin towards your chest. Stay here for a couple breaths as we open up into the back of the neck. Maybe you shake the head a little bit. No, but don't press with your hands. Just allow gravity to do the work here, being kind and careful to your neck. And now we're going to find a little flow. So inhale, come back into that open elbow, heart opener. Maybe your gaze goes up towards the sky, and then exhale, bring your elbows back together, chin towards your chest. Two more just like that. Inhale, open wide. And exhale, bring it all in towards center. Last one. Inhale. And then exhale, bring it all in. Come back to center and allow your left hand to come out, but not towards the ground, but towards the ground, and kind of have like this active energy. So play with your hand going up and down, your fingertips pointing up and down, and then bring your right hand towards your left ear. And there's two options here. You can either just take it ear over your shoulder, or you can turn your head so your nose is kind of like sniffing your armpit. So feel it out here. Once again, allowing gravity to do the work for this right hand coming on towards the top of the head. And get this beautiful stretch here between the top of your neck, even all the way towards your fingertips. So what we call this with your left hand moving up and down is some neural flossing. So it's really good for you. It might feel a little wonky at first. Just play around here and find what feels good in your body. Make sure your spine is nice and long. And then take it to the other side, switching. So your left hand comes on top, your right hand goes out long. Active energy in that hand as you either have your left ear come on top of or come towards your left shoulder, or you can bring your nose towards your armpit. One more breath here. And then release. Your hands can come to your knees, and you can just take a couple half neck circles or full neck circles, whatever feels good. Opening into the throat. And then we're going to come into an all fours, but we're going to come back into that like puppy posture, all fours. So our knees are going to come back farther than usual in a normal tabletop. And we're going to find those puppy cat cows once again. So maybe you start by melting your belly all the way towards your thighs and do your spinal waves, cat cow like motion, becoming as expressive as you want. So coming into more of the side body, doing some circles with the hips. Maybe you take an extra breath in your upward facing dog like position, or an extra breath in your child's pose. Couple more breaths to play here, couple more breaths to explore. Finding your expression. And then curl your toes under and send your tail up and back, finding your downward facing dog. Take a couple petals here of the feet. Spine nice and long. And any other organic movement that might feel good. The first down dog of practice, maybe your first downward dog of the day. So feel it out. Staying connected to the breath. And then we're gonna start our flow here. So drop your left heel and reach your right heel up towards the sky. And then bend your right knee and come into this open hip variation, making sure we're keeping our weight as balanced as we can, not collapsing in that left shoulder. And take 3 hip circles going in each direction. Tapping into some mobility to get started here. And then when you're done, reach that right heel up towards the sky again, and then bring it in and through to a pigeon. So keeping it relatively active here, come off your fingertips and interlace your hands behind your head once again. Coming into this open heart pigeon. If you want, you could also just reach your hands up towards the sky, whichever feels good today. Maybe you find a slight back bend. Maybe you inhale as you reach up, and then exhale, come into your goalposts. So a few of those options. But as we transition, bring your hands back behind your head, and we're going to open up into this Janu Sirsasana position here. So right heel is in towards the left thigh. And from here, we're going to bring our left elbow towards our left knee, keeping this interlace behind our head. So with that right elbow, see how much you can open it, be like so it's coming up and open as much as you can. So instead of this like collapsed, let's see how far we can bring that elbow back to bring this huge expansion into the chest. And then we're going to rise up. Keeping the hands interlaced, you're going to press your hands up and over away from you towards the right side of your mat. Active energy in those left toes, so they either can be pointing towards you or away from you. Just making sure that leg is active and alive. And now you can come into a little flow here. So coming into the interlace behind the head as you fold towards the left. And then reach as you come towards the right knee. Stretching those arms up and overhead, connecting to your breath, getting these big, beautiful stretches. And then the next time you are towards the top of your mat, plant your palms, curl your left toes under, and bring your right knee towards your nose. And then bring that right leg behind you, stepping into your wild thing. Reach your right hand up and overhead. A couple of breaths here. Maybe you find some movement here. Our full body stretches don't have to be so stagnant all the time. You know, I love this idea of finding the fluid energy as we come into our stretches. Not all the time, but it's fun. All right, come to frame the top of the mat once again and bring your right knee to nose and then step it in and find a warrior 3. Hands can be on the ground or on blocks, or you can bring them to your hand center. Take a big trusting step back as you find your high lunge. So from our high lunge, we're going to do those lunge flows. So inhale, you're going to come into your goal post. Oh, sorry, actually opposite. Inhale as you straighten your front leg and reach your hands up towards the sky, and then exhale as you melt back into your lunge with the goal post hands. So let's do 3 to 5. As so. Staying connected to your breath. And then the next time your right leg is straightened, step in that back heel slightly and come to find your pyramid pose. Inhale, find length. And then exhale, melt over your leg, allowing the head to drop heavy. All right. From here, locate your blocks if you'd like. We're going to come into a half moon. So bringing your weight to your top foot, opening your left fingertips up towards the sky. Finding your half moon, active energy in that back foot. Hand to your block or the ground. Or if you're feeling brave, you can float. If you feel nice and strong, maybe you grab your left foot with your left hand for this beautiful quad stretch. Stay here, or see if you can transition and find your balance into a dancer pose. Whew, it's going to be so wobbly, most likely. Maybe you fall, maybe you do it so gracefully. No matter where you are, next time you inhale, step it all the way back into a lunge for a moment and flow through your vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. We're going to take 3 breaths here in stillness. So inhale for 1, for 2, and for 3. All right, and then we take it to the other side. Drop your right heel, lift your left heel up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Bend that left knee, come into this open hip variation. And then take your 3 to 5 hip circles going in each direction. That right leg is probably nice and tired, feeling into that energy, feeling into that strength you're building. Such beautiful work, such strength. And then reach that left heel towards the sky, and then bring it in and through, finding your left side pigeon. All right, we're gonna either bring our hands up and overhead like so, or come into goalposts, or interlace your hands behind your head once again for this more active open pigeon. So find 3 breaths to expand and explore. Maybe you repeat to yourself, I am open. And then on your last breath, interlace your hands behind your head again and open into that Janu expression with the left heel in now towards the right thigh. Sorry that I'm not facing you. And then we find that right elbow to right knee connection here. Filling that left side body with air, opening that left elbow as wide as we can, active energy in our right toes. Come back to center and then stretch towards the left as you take your hands interlace but bring them up and overhead towards the top of your mat. Take a breath or two here. And now find your flow, connecting breath to movement. Right knee to right elbow, and then expand. Maybe you take a full breath cycle in each posture. Next time you're coming towards the top of your mat, bring your palms to the earth and bring your left knee towards your elbow. Sorry, towards your nose. I was looking at my elbow. And then step it up and over and try to see if you can find your wild thing. Couple breaths here. Once again, you can bend into your knees and find some freedom within the flow. Or you can always modify by coming into the half kind of plank variation here. And then unravel, bringing both palms to the mat, left knee in towards your nose once again, and step it in and through and find your warrior 3. Hands either to the mat, blocks, or you can bring them to your heart center. If they feel good at your heart center, maybe you bring them behind you and you can fly. Or if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring them up towards the top of your mat, your arms in line with your ears. Toes are pointing down on that back foot, that leg pressing into an imaginary wall. And then we take a big trusting step back and find our high lunge. Amazing work. Now we find our lunge flow. So inhale as you straighten that top leg, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, goalpost arms as you come back into your lunge. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, melt and open. 2 more just like that. Connecting to your breath, connecting to your flow. And then the next time your front leg is straightened, hop Bend that back foot just a little bit and come and find your pyramid pose. Hands to the earth or blocks. Inhale, find length in the spine. Then exhale, melt over your left leg. And allow the head to drop heavy here. I love pyramid pose. It's one of my favorites. All right. From here, come in to find your half moon with your left hand coming to the earth. Right leg kicks out as we open up with our right arm. Right arm can also come to the hip if that feels good. If you feel nice and strong in your half moon, maybe you find the quad stretch here, grabbing that right foot with your right hand. And if you're feeling super brave and you want to test your balance even further, see if you can come in to find your most beautiful wobbly dancer. No matter where you are, take one more breath to explore. And then plant the palms, step it back, flow through your vinyasa, where we'll meet in a downward facing dog. All right, from here, step your right foot forward and then come into a wide-legged forward fold. So feet are nice and wide, your hands either to blocks or to the earth. To start, let's find a nice long spine, and then exhale, melt your head towards the earth. We're really going to explore our forward fold today. So we're going to take some variations. So you can obviously just stay in your forward fold, bringing your hands in line with the heels or the inside arches of the foot and staying here. You can kind of go side to side, coming into Skandasana. So if you've been really craving like a Malasana, Skandasana, this is your time to play. Or you can grab opposite ankle with the opposite hand and find some big, beautiful twists, either bringing your hand to the back or onto the inside of the other thigh. So take a look at the screen if you need to. So right now, my left hand is grabbing my right ankle and my right arm is either up on the small of my back or taking this inside the thigh bind. Taking it to the other side after a few breaths. If you're dying for a headstand, now's the time to go ahead and play with your forearm headstand or a couple breaths in headstand. Otherwise, if you've had enough of the fold, you can come into Malasana, which is where I'm gonna go. So you all can have just a few more moments to explore and play around. Then we're all gonna meet in a Baddha Konasana for just a quick moment here, kind of more so for meeting spot than anything else. So beginning to make your way back with the rest of us if you're not already there. And then bring your knees together and we're gonna come onto our backs where we're gonna start to bring our practice to a close. So Bring your knees in towards your chest once you get to the ground, and maybe rock gently a little bit side to side. With your knees together, allow them to drop over towards the left side, bringing your left hand on top of your right knee, and then you can have your right arm either in a T shape or a goalpost shape. Come on towards your right ear for a nice supine twist. Allowing your breath to come back to a natural rhythm. Slow things down. Come back to center and take it to the other side. Maybe you need to kind of shimmy your hips over a little bit, but find what feels good. Right hand on top of your left knee, looking over towards the left now. Come back to center and grab your outside edges of your feet, or maybe you get a big toe hold and find a happy baby. Maybe doing one leg at a time, maybe rocking a little side to side. Maybe you come into plow pose if that's in your practice. Finding any last or final movements that might feel good or that are calling to you before we close our full body I am open practice for the day. And when when you're done, you can rock yourself up back to a comfortable seat where we'll all meet. Bring your hands to heart center and close your eyes or soften your gaze. I am open. What does that mean to you today? Open to new experiences. Open to maybe more feelings. Or maybe it's as simple as, wow, my body feels real nice and loosey-goosey and open today. And that is enough. I hope you enjoyed our full body fluid practice today. I really enjoyed that one. It's a great one to come back to, especially when you're really craving that full body stretch, but you've got a lot more energy than kind of more of those stagnant holds practices, which I love those practices too. But these are, every day is different and each day brings its own little flavor. And I enjoyed today's flavor. I hope you did too. I hope you come back tomorrow. I will see you then. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with others that you think might be enjoying something like this in their lives. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow.